All right, everybody, I am back with a brand new update. And today I am talking about Star Wars. If you didn't notice by the thumbnail, it looks like as of June 11th that Star Wars is going to die for good. And that Disney is killing it, and they are doing it on purpose. There have been some crazy things that have been released over the last just over the last week, coming from Headland, the lead writer, and also from Kathleen Kennedy, talking about anybody who criticizes anything as racist, homophobic, and bigots, that you can't criticize them at all. They would call me a racist, a bigot, and homophobic, simply because I don't like the content that they're putting out. I don't like the agenda that they're pushing. They're more about representation than they are about telling a good story. And we're going to look at something today that apparently Episode 3 is going to be the official doom of Star Wars, so that anybody grew up like myself. I am a lifelong fan. I have been there since the beginning. I saw Empire Strikes Back in theaters. I saw Return of the Jedi in theaters. I've seen every movie since. Star Wars has been a huge part of my life. And I've talked about this. Even though I talk about DC the most on my channel, it goes Indiana Jones, Star Wars, and then DC. And so those two franchises, Indiana Jones and Star Wars, are my favorite franchises. And the reason I don't talk about Star Wars is because it's the one that has been bastardized the most, and I just don't have the energy to talk negatively about it. In fact, I don't even think I'm going to watch The Acolyte, and we're going to see why. I'm going to wait and see what people have to say until that third episode comes out, because I'm not going to watch it tomorrow, and I'm probably going to be canceling my Disney Plus membership just simply because I don't care anymore. And this is sad to say as a lifelong Star Wars fan, that I just have no feeling towards Star Wars anymore. I even posted on Star Wars Day, May the 4th last month, that it's strange that it was Star Wars Day and I didn't even care. I didn't go out and buy any Legos. I didn't get involved. I didn't go to any of the movie showings. I don't care. Because you know what I still have? I still have my Tales of the Jedi original comics. I still have my original Dark Empire comics, Dark Empire 2. I still have the Zahn books. I still have all of that old stuff that is considered the EU, that is no longer canon since Disney took over, that I'm going to be going back to. I am tired of what Disney has done and what they continue to do. They don't want me anymore. If you're a lifelong fan like I am, they don't want you anymore. They're trying to get an audience that, like what Warner Brothers is doing, that doesn't exist. They tend to think that these people that they're pandering to are the majority, and they're not. They're not the people that are going to continue to bring them money. You can see this by all the merchandise on the shelves that I go to the store and nobody's buying anything. I have a bunch of Star Wars stuff, like a bunch of Star Wars toys that are locked away. I can't tell you the last time I bought a Star Wars thing. In fact, today, I ordered a Mold King TIE Bomber, which is like a 3,600 piece TIE Bomber that's not Lego. I'm not going to be spending money on Disney anymore. They're not getting my money. And it's really sad that it's gotten to this point. But let's look at why Star Wars is going to die. And they know it's coming, and they're okay with it. So here's this guy, Andy Ng, on X. And he was able to see the first 4 episodes along with a bunch of other people. They're not allowed to do their reviews yet. But he said, this is on May 31st, he said, kicking off the weekend watching The Acolyte. I have a funny feeling about this. His next post was, I'm on the 3rd episode. As they say, the Force is female. Then he goes on to say a little bit later, I feel like I have to see something good. This series has better production values than Mando, Kenobi, Andor, and Ahsoka. and no stupid celebrity cameos so far. Still has serious flaws, though, just not as many. Then he goes on to say, on episode 4, and finally, we have pronouns. The next episode, 4 episodes down, now I'm going to curl up in a ball and cry. And he said, my last comment on Tuesday, this is the most important one here. He said, my last comment on Tuesday, some of you will watch the first 2 episodes and think, this isn't horrible. Then that 3rd episode the following week will reassure you that it is. He said, okay, this will really be my last comment. Leslie Headland is a better writer than Dave Filoni by a country mile. And that's not saying much. And yes, I used to be in Dave Filoni's camp, but I'm no longer in his camp because of some of the stuff that is upcoming. And here's another interesting post, and we still have the biggest post to see by Alan Ng coming up. He said, so Grace Randolph said, I love The Acolyte. I have seen the first 4 episodes. A Star Wars murder mystery? What a great idea. Review Tuesday, weekly breakdowns. So Alan Ng came out and said, as I too have seen the same episodes, I believe she loves the show for the same reasons kids love Paw Patrol. That Chris Gore and I will go in depth about The Acolyte on Tuesday morning with official reviews. Then he goes on to say, this is the important one. He says, final verdict. This was just posted 2 days ago. The 3rd episode of The Acolyte will finally kill Star Wars for the vast majority of pre-Disney Star Wars fans. Based on Lucasfilm comments of late, they are okay with that. The Hollywood Reporter. The Star Wars The Acolyte creator Leslie Headland talks the unique perspective of her upcoming series. And, he goes on to say it's been 6 months since the last tweet went out. How is this controversial today? Star Wars is a girls' brand, and Lucasfilm is proud of it. Then there's revenue. The numbers speak for themselves. Box office nil, subscribers down, merchandise underwhelming. Turning Marvel and Star Wars into girls' brands will prove to be one of the costliest decisions in entertainment history. And this is what's going on. Disney Marvel Cinematic Universe is no longer a bulletproof box office franchise. This is back from November 12th. This much is clear after the Marvel's misfire with $47 million in its opening weekend to land the worst debut in MCU history. We need to talk about this stuff here. So there is apparently something very egregious that happens in Episode 3 that is going to ruin the lore for everybody. Now, some people are speculating that the Force is going to be shown to be female-driven or a female-type origin. Or the other possible thing here is that they're going to change how the Force is seen in people, and that the Jedi are actually going to be painted as the patriarch and the bad people and the oppressors, and that the Sith are going to end up becoming the real heroes, and that this whole time they have been completely misunderstood. These are the 2 options that are kind of floating around by the general public, and I don't know which one is true, but all I know is I am now passing on the series. I was somewhat excited for The Acolyte, and I'm no longer excited to watch it. I think this is a travesty, what they've done with Star Wars, and this series is going to be the nail in the coffin. I'm going to be happy with the stuff that I had all throughout my childhood, all throughout my early 20s when all the books and the EU stuff came out, and then from there, it's going to be dead. I am going to stick with the prequel trilogy, the original trilogy, and forget that Disney even did anything with this, and I'm going to be going back to the old continuity and enjoying all of the stuff that I have collected throughout the years and be done with Disney. They're not getting my money on this stuff anymore. It's sad to say, but they don't want me. They want the girls. They want the LGBTQ community. They want everything but the people that made them who they are. And George Lucas even came out and he preemptively said last week that they have pretty much bastardized his brand, but he's okay with it because he got paid for it and he passed it on. And now it's up to the people that have it now to do what they want with it. And they can continue to do what they want with it, but they've lost their audience. All right, guys, so what do you guys think about all of this stuff that's coming out about Star Wars? It's dead. I no longer am sad about it. I just don't care. Disney has done this to themselves. And it's not going to get better until somebody gets in there that actually cares about these properties, because Disney doesn't. They just want to bastardize it and do agendas. All right, guys, so there you have it. I will be back later with a DC update. I do appreciate all the support. We will see you on the next video.